Hey Larry, how's it going? This is going to be a video on one of my winter projects, a bridge. And so I'm below because really the story begins underneath, and that is the deck from the old bridge that was knocked down. And it's kind of cool. There's a jig that I used. And this is a scene from below. It has a gazebo at either end with a bench. Cedar was my big building material, really, I mean, for a lot of it, because there's cedar trees down here, and I milled it, the boards with my chainsaw, an Alaska mill. And there it is, 120 feet long on these big trestles, and it was kind of cool. There are 8x8s that are sistered that the trestles sit on, and up on the hill, I wound up building a jig and cutting the trestles, and the bases were cut so nicely with my chainsaw that I did, blowing my own horn, that they sat on those 8x8s. I dragged them down there, had some help lifting them up, and they sat right on there, nice and vertical. It's kind of a funny story because I worked alone most of the time, brutal winter. The joists that they're on, they're sistered. 2x8s nailed together, and I started at the lower end because it does have a rise, and as I was nailing together I had a come along and a cable and a duckbill anchor at the other end, and I worked in a heavy rain, so it was like pulling spaghetti along the tops of the trestles, and the rain helped lubricate them. It's hard to see, but the deck boards, I can't see them from the top because they're snow covered. There's a good view there. They're not rectangle. I milled them from a hemlock, actually a twin trunked hemlock tree, and then fit them with my chainsaw, just like a puzzle. So pardon the shakiness, we're going to walk up. Here we go. That's how I got here, Rokon. And so this is a view of that, and 2001, wow, time passes fast. I did most of the work myself, all by myself, but anybody that had a hand got their initials on there. And let's see here. It has a bend, you can see a bend in it, so it's a snake and a crown. And mortise and tenon. I actually used a chainsaw to cut the tenons on the big logs, and then either a Veritas or, I forget, Lee Valley Tools mortise and tenon kits. And all these rails were made from materials on site. That's kind of a neat detail right there. And I'll just quickly walk up here because I don't have gloves on and it's pretty cold out here. Uh-oh. Needs some repair work, but you know, 2001, it's held together pretty good. And chainsaw work. Those big brackets, I'll chainsaw. Let me back up a little bit here. Just made from trees on hand. All chainsawed. And view from the other side. Let's walk up the hill. There it is. Here's my bridge project. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to put my gloves back on.